Okay, so for the average user, multimedia is basically the most important thing on the web. In fact, people didn't give a crap about the web until Mosaic came along and showed that you could put your little profile picture on your homepage. Before that, everyone's like, just use Go for it. So, multimedia has pushed the web, and right now, video has really pushed the adoption of the internet. People are not paying their cable bills anymore. They're switching everything to all online, all internet. Forget about TV. So right now, video is one of the primary uses, and it's at least half of the downstream bandwidth that ISPs are seeing. Typically, video on the web was done with Flash or Silverlight. Flash is full of security holes and all that kind of fun stuff. You want to go check out how many advisories they give per year. It's absolutely insane. So uninstall Flash right now. You don't need it anymore. You might need Silverlight if you really love Netflix that much. But typically, that now works almost perfectly in the browser. So don't worry about Flash anymore. Let's use HTML5 to actually stream the web, because it turns out everyone, including that little browser that you use when you go to a hotel and you try to hook up to the Wi-Fi, even that browser supports the web video tag, which means that you can stream video over HTTP. So we're going to use that. We're going to ignore all that Flash stuff. It's all well supported. If you really want to see what actually is supported, go to caniuse.com/video, and you'll get a good overview of what browsers don't support it, which is like none, maybe one of those Opera ones, like the really bad down one. And you can avoid proprietary nonsense with this. No more Flash. All right. So the thing about the video tag is it means that you're going to play video over HTTP, over TCP, which means it's a reliable stream, which means that if you drop packets, everything's going to come to a halt until you can renegotiate, until you can start acting those packets again, and your windows start opening and the video starts flowing. But it means you're going to get buffering in case any interruption. So just be aware of that. Browsers typically do not support UDP kind of streaming with RTP and RTSP. So everything's pretty well over HTTP, and no one does HTTP over UDP. So good luck with that. Some browsers do support RTP, but it's not really standard. So the video tag is an HTML tag that you can embed in a web page that you serve. The video tag can link to videos that could be served up. They can link to video streams, anything that will have a content type that is video. That's kind of interesting. The video tag allows for multiple sources and multiple formats. And unfortunately, right now, there's not one format that works in every browser. So if you want to serve video on the net, you have to decide how many kinds of videos you want to serve on the net to see how many kinds of people you want to support. Real fun. Okay, so video tag, kind of fun. I'm going to that one. Oh, it is. Okay, so that's a video. It's embedded on my page, and it's using this HTML right here. I got a video. I say it's going to be basically. I can do it with the type. I can also say controls, and controls will show controls at the bottom, pause and play and all that kind of jazz. But notice there's no source. There's no SRC like an image tag. Instead, contained within the video tag are multiple source tags. One is for a WebM video, one is for an audio video, and one is for an MP4 video. And I have to specify the content type, and I have to specify the codecs. What's going to happen is your browser is going to say, well, I'm an obstructionist, so I'm not going to support WebM whatsoever. I'm only going to support MP4 because I'm an asshole. So what they'll do is they'll just go and use this one. They'll just ignore these, not even use the free, very liberally licensed software libraries that could actually code these things. So your browser will choose what to play. You don't have to worry about it too much other than when you're trying to serve that video, you make sure that you serve that video. The cool thing is you can have videos autoplay when someone goes to your website. Watch out, they have audio in the background. Right? I don't have audio going right now, but I could. No, it's not working. So trust me, the sound in the background is something like computer made. It's like it generated it from the video itself, so it's actually kind of I like it. But when we get a video, we can add these little tags, and we can have a preload video. This means please download this. I expect the user to actually download and watch the video. So you say preload if you really expect them to do that. You can do muted if you want to be nice to the end user and not have the audio playing in the background that surprises them. You can put it on loop, which is also very useful because you have a short video that loops over repeatedly. And then autoplay automatically plays it once they get there. There's no real sense doing autoplay and preload. But typically loop and autoplay are probably one of the more useful tags because the video tag is a tag, so you can use it anyway.
Didn't a bunch of the browsers just change it too, so it'll only autoplay if it's muted? Like I think autoplay won't work anymore unless it's muted.
Okay, that could explain some of the stuff.
Because that would be nice.
Yeah. So the browsers are kind of like shifting the ground underneath the tag. So watch out how it's used. Okay. So we got the source tags. What can we put in there? 3 main file types: WebM, OGWarbus, or MPEG-4, usually H.264. You can put those in, and different formats for different devices. Most mobile devices will decode MP4 just fine because they have a chipset on them that's meant to decode it automatically, and it's actually quite efficient, that chipset, in terms of energy, and it's better than using a little ARM CPU to do it. So you should support MP4, but not everything can be decoded. The default Firefox browser doesn't necessarily support MP4 unless you're on Windows, where you can actually provide some support. By default, Firefox can play .v or WebM. Also, the WebKit browsers typically play WebM unless you're Apple. So, you've got different codecs, different strokes, different folks. You really want to support everyone, you should probably go with MP4 and WebM. Videos, they use 2 things. They use an audio codec. They use 3 things: an audio codec, a video codec, and a container. It's a combo of all 3, which is kind of annoying. So typically you choose these combos of codecs, and that determines which platform you're on. So basically, you really should consider inputting for WebM and MP4. You can skip the PR stuff, it's not popular. If you really care about quality versus size, just go with H.264, which is MP4. If you really want low size, it's not actually clear. It depends on the video. WebM typically does compute. But for medium size, you can switch between the 2. YouTube does like WebM a lot. They use it a lot, and they use some of the newer audio codecs for that. So, videos, yes?
What's the range for video and small? Like
Size. Like, do you want to send really good quality 1080p? That's high quality. You want to send okay quality 1080p, that would be medium. Okay quality would be like you're not picky enough to go and complain to the projectionist that there's a reflection on the screen because it's a smooth surface a meter away and you can see what it goes to. If you care about that, that's high quality. If you don't care about that, medium's perfectly fine for you. Okay, I get free movie tickets. So we got the different audio codecs, right? For OGWarbus, we got OGWarbus. For OG, we have OGWarbus. Warbus is the audio codec. It's better quality than MP3. It's patent-free. But there's a new OG codec called Opus, which YouTube is already using on the WebM files. And it's better than Orbis, and it's better than AAC. It's actually really great. But not everything will play. And the mobile browser will not play Orbis. MP3, everyone can play this. Your phone and all your devices can play MP3 AAC, generally the best quality one you can go with, other than maybe Opus, and everyone plays it. FLAC, Firefox just got FLAC support, so if you really want to send people high quality, pretty well no loss audio, use FLAC. But it's really big with that, so watch out for that. Like a CD size audio can oftentimes end up being CD size if it's like really nice piano music or something like that. Good recording. So you can use all of them, but OGG and MP3 and AAC are what you're going to mostly use for audio. Now, you'll also have to choose a container. This is like the file type. Matryoshka, which refers to as nesting Russian dolls, it supports just about everything under the sun. It's unpopular and proprietary formats, and it was started in a very early domain, but it does work really well. OGG does work. It's meant for streaming, but it's not really well supported. MP4 is not a great container. You have to be very careful about how you import your videos, making sure that it streaming information up front instead of behind. Never use API. It's dead. It never existed. Okay, don't use it. WebM was made for streaming, and it's actually pretty good if you're going to do WebM. Okay, so your main types are going to be WebM, OGV, and MP4. How do you make an OGV? I don't know. FFmpeg to Fiora, that's what the easiest one. How do you make an MP4? FFmpeg again, it's pretty good. You might like Handbrake. Handbrake's really nice. If you don't want to think too much about it, Handbrake has lots of nice little templates. Video is very complicated too. Code has lots of options. Handbrake is thought out for you. All right. WebM, you can use FFmpeg or Miro. One thing to watch out for. Yeah, you can just put the source onto in your HTML, but if your web server doesn't serve up the video with the right content type, it won't play. So if you're finding it's not playing your videos and you can still download the file, check the content type. Okay, that's what your web search does. One of the coolest things about video is that it's an HTML element. That means we can treat it as an HTML element, which means we can put it anywhere. We can apply CSS and throw it into the background. So I put the Z in it, which means that you can use it kind of in weird ways. For example, video in the background, let's try this one out. So there, we can have video scale to the background. It's okay. It's probably better if you use a nice video. That is a Babbage differential engine, by the way. Okay. The coolest thing is that because it's a HTML element, it's a DOM element, which means that we can code with it. We can use JavaScript with it. So this one uses volume as an example, so I'm not going to use that. Okay, so this one, everything's black, right? So if I click on 5 here, a video shows up, and then it slowly gets darker. I've got a timer that slowly decays its brightness. I think it's just its alpha channel. And then I can actually have them all overlaid. I can click on them, and then they slowly decay. And you can see because they have different alpha channels, they eventually start mixing. But I can automatically control them, and I can actually mess around with the video with ease. So you can use very little JavaScript and actually get pretty good results. So here's an example. If I wanted to change the video's volume, I could just ask for its volume and set its volume. If I want to change its position, you can do the same thing. It's just a little attribute of the video. You can have it hop around all over the place. All right. You can click them. Let's see if this works. So you can use CSS animations and stuff. Like this is just on hover. So it'll move around and get clipped and do all kinds of crazy stuff, which means that HTML is now turned into a really crazy video art kind of platform, which is really fun.
It's basically volume of company that you have to be
Yeah.
manipulated through CSS.
Through CSS, I don't know. Yeah. It should be something that's probably JavaScript. I don't think you can do it in CSS. Yeah. So you can do crazy clips. Let's see. And you can also program any of these events. So on pause, when you click pause, so you can really annoying, you just tell it to play. You don't play, you really annoying, you tell it to pause. On air, on ended, so when the video's over, maybe you want to load another one. On can play, this one's cool. It means that you downloaded enough to start streaming. So this one's worthwhile building. And on seeking is when they're scratching around with the little seek thing. Really annoying seek thing. All right. And your main methods are play, pause. You can play around with the attribute volume, or the problem volume, and the problem current time. And setting current time will set where it is. I think that's about it. Oh, and you can do fun stuff with canvas as well. So, there we go. So, I've got a video playing on a canvas, right? I'm basically copying that image, because this is a canvas, to a smaller canvas image, and actually making new image tags. new image DOM elements is copying the old frames. So if I click play or something on it. Well, that kind of messed up. Okay, well, and WebKit kind of actually. Anyways, so you can actually take frames from video and include it in the rest of your page. So if you really were crunched for space and time, and you're willing to take kind of low-quality images, you could actually encode a few of the images into a video, and it might actually work out if they were kind of related to each other, right? So if you wanted like 5 or 6 face shots, you in the same spot, the video would actually be smaller than multiple videos, if you really want to go that. So video, very controllable. It's a DOM element. You can do whatever you want with it. Lots of fun resources, and you can even like take screenshots of it, so you can use the video and other kinds of weird things. So I really like how HTML has become a very pro art kind of platform where it's very fast to program and video transformations are concept. Any questions?
Did you work on the peer-to-peer mode, like?
I didn't cover RTC. That's a little different. Ryan just covered some of that. That's a whole other bag of worms because you got to work out connections and you got to get the streaming codec in there, and it's really crazy. So the streaming doesn't work too well. And another thing I didn't cover was that most people use a dash manifest for their videos to allow you to hop around inside the video, and that's a lot of complication. But you can do it. Just Google dash manifest and figure out how YouTube kind of does it.
The user skips to a part of the video that hasn't downloaded yet. Does it wait for it to download, or does it somehow request?
I haven't looked into it if it's going to do a partial content request.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty smart with if your server supports range request headers,
Okay.
your browser will go, hey, I want this byte offset, and just start from there.
So we'll do it to a 6.
If I recall correctly, when you get your audio content, instead of playing like through JavaScript generated audio stream type of audio play, are you able to get some of the video as well?
There is some libraries out there you can get for JavaScript that will encode WebMs, but encoding video in the browser is not doable right now. It's a ton of work, and they don't have an API for it. So the way that you do video in the browser that you're generating yourself is you just make a canvas, and you keep dealing with the bitmap that is that canvas. So you could feed a video into that and manipulate it, but you might actually be able to get similar effects using CSS on top of the video that's already playing, and that'd be more efficient than your JavaScript, which probably wouldn't get optimized appropriately. Or you can use WebGL and muck around with that, and that's probably the fastest way to make that video.
Follow-up to my question. Would you possibly be able to use some of the keywords you mentioned with WebAssembly?
Maybe, but video encoding is pretty expensive. It takes, for like H.264, it takes a long time on the CPU, even with multiple CPU threads. So I thought getting WebM in the browser was really impressive, because WebM is actually more expensive to encode than H.264. So you're not going to encode really big videos in the browser until they expose an API to do it, which I'm unaware of such an API, but you never know with W3C, they could be making a new one. It's not to the same level as web audio, to be honest. Like web audio, I can fill in buffers, I can play anything I want. But
Something that's happening about the API for on the canvas, put the canvas and you can get an image out of it, and there's another API for getting a video out of the canvas animation. I think it's something like a Firefox, but I haven't played around with it. So I don't know how much you can use to turn arbitrary code into encoded video.
yeah, currently the hack that we're doing right here is we're grabbing a screenshot, we're getting bitmap, and then we can print it. So the browser will actually encode PNGs for it. We convert it to PNG, then we base 64 of that, and we make a data URI and set that as the source of the image DOM, which is disgusting. So I hope they come up with a better API than this for
There's something from November called a capture stream that looks like it's going through.
Okay.
It produces a media stream from a canvas. Does it sound like it would work? I don't know.
That would be way better.
So, I mean, that's kind of doing the opposite. Here you're taking a video and you're getting still that. The idea is if you're either creating a canvas animation or doing a lot of manipulation and being able to actually capture that as a video.
Yeah, so if this capture thing works, you should be able to say, here's the canvas that it comes from, here's the context that it's getting it from. Yeah. That'll be good.
And not with a file or some sort of.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to produce it. It's just a big program. All right, last question. All right, thank you for your time.
Thanks, everyone.